Congratulations, Dave. Yeah, first episode back, married man. How does it feel, buddy? Spin a tale. Tell us a story.
Tell us a story. I don't know. It feels like a Wednesday. No.
I hope the
well,
wife does not hear that. How does it feel to be married? Feels like a
oh,
Wednesday. That's what. Yeah, exactly.
well,
We
truth be
just
told,
jump into the scene.
a lot of people have asked us, like, oh, like what's changed, and like the things are always like, there's a lot of planning, and there's a lot of just organization and stuff for it for the wedding and
Right.
stuff. But like, we've been partners for 3 years. We've lived together essentially 2 years of those 3 years. Like,
I hope your parents aren't watching, but okay.
yeah. Oh no, they know, obviously. And we've done travels, so like this was just like a big thing. But no, we're you're in the honeymoon phase of happiness.
There you go.
Like
That's all
you're
you.
just like, and the funny thing is that honeymoon phase is gonna last longer for us. Huh?
I was just saying that you should
What's
say
that?
it's the honeymoon phase. We love each other.
Well, for us, it's gonna be the honeymoon phase until like the end of August, at least, because our honeymoon is actually at the end of August.
Right.
So it's a bit of like a ways away, but it's gonna be good. But the whole wedding and whatnot, like, I mean, I'd like your guys' input, but like the wedding and stuff, I found went off very well.
Yeah, we had.
I was really happy about that. It went out with like almost no. Huh?
I was saying we had a blast. I think our table was great.
Yeah.
We had fun.
So like,
some people from our table got so drunk they were almost passed out. So I feel like everyone really celebrated and enjoyed the activities and the adventure, man. It was fantastic.
Sick. No, I was really happy that like there was a lot of small world moments. You know what I mean? At the wedding, there was a lot of like, oh, I know you through 60 degrees of separation.
Right.
Like even at your table, you guys technically Wendell knew Mike through
Proto Man.
Yeah.
That
was really cool. And there was like there was a few of those. Like even though they weren't she wasn't at the same table as you, like one of Michelle's friends were there. And I didn't realize that. And the only reason why you guys were at different tables because of my friends, I put her with the one with like the most people she met through me type thing. Because I had no idea that was the case, right? Until like someone eventually mentioned it, but it was like a bit
it was later.
It was a little too later. It's too late to do, but it is what it is. But no, like it was pretty sweet wedding. I'm very happy about it. And I pulled off my Emerald Night look, which I was very, very content
You look
with.
sharp, dude. You look sharp. We all said it. You looked very good. Yeah, the hair. I mean, I said it at the wedding. And we teased you excessively when you originally said you wanted to do this haircut where you're gonna shave the sides and let the top grow. And we were like, and you were like, yeah, like a Hardy, and we're like, oh God. Skinny and I were you teasing you all the time about it. You kept saying, no, it's gonna look good, it'll be great. You did it, you grew it out, you've had it for a couple years now. And then I remember thinking for your wedding, I was just like, I wonder if he's gonna cut it for the wedding. Like you're getting married. Usually people like a nice clean cut, but you kept it and it worked. It looked good on you. Your suit and everything, like the vibe and the look was solid. So, I mean, you showed all of us like, hey, this look, I know myself and this look works for me. And your bride was beautiful. And your pictures,
she was the nines. I had to bite my inner lip when she was walking down the aisle because I was like, oh damn. I'm gonna buckle.
I can't wait to see the pictures because you guys are gonna look fantastic together. So and your whole crew, all your groomsmen had the shades on, and stuff. I know you didn't let them keep them on, which I heard some of them wanted to.
Well, no, just for photos, because you're like. Because they were trying to some of them were trying to sneak in. I'm like, guys, there's uniformity here.
Yeah. I heard.
He's gonna kill me day one.
I was told that, man, wouldn't it have been cool if we all had our shades on? And I was like, I mean, sure. And they're like, yeah, we all wanted to, but we were told not to. And I was like, I like hearing.
It's not like it's Dave's wedding.
Yeah. It's not like it's someone else's special day. It was so funny, but it was good.
But I mean, that's really good. Like if your groomsmen liked the thing they got for being your groomsmen, And I think you did really good on your part.
Well, for me, if you want to know, and I don't mind sharing this, like what I did for all of my groomsmen, like their thing was one was those glasses. So and all side glasses, most people got them written in white or something else. I actually put black on black so that they could wear them anytime.
Cool.
But
yeah.
It says like let's say the groomsman or groomswoman or best man, because those were the people I had. But also had their name on the other side. So I literally told, like, at one point in time, one of them grabbed the glasses. They're like, whose glasses are this? I'm like, read the side. I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's
mine.
cool.
And then they put it away. Like, you know, so
there's information right here. It tells you who it belongs to.
Yeah, I got them that. I all got them the handkerchiefs to match my suit, and I wrote their initials on it, type thing. And then I got them a matching flask and mug. Where when I say matching, it's like with the exception of my my wife's brother, who's like, you know, a bit more traditional, so I made his a little different. For all my other friends, like I have like a nerd association with all of them, right? So like I put, like, example, my best man, I put a dope X-Men Wolverine type emblem on the mug and on a flask, and on the back I wrote and like I also have like quotes, and I know their characters, or we have inside jokes or this or that. So like for him, it was like, I'm the best at what I do, ... beer me. You know, I had one, you see how you scrub in the back instead of you see how you scum, because we had like this joke between us. And on the front, it was like a Zelda pattern type thing for that person.
I know that you've mentioned last time we talked about this, that you have an inside joke with a specific friend where you guys keep like one-upping each other with this one special thing. Did you?
I wrecked them.
Yeah.
What it is that we have an acronym for each other, YMT, which pardon my French, but it means your mother's tits. And so it's just like a joke, right? And the last time we've always said it, it's just like you know, you're stupid, you're bored, you're like, you're ugly. Well, your mother's tits. Like, you know, it's a nonsensical remark to anything that you say that you're just
each other for years.
Oh, years. And the last time he got me is he bought me once a sweater for my birthday. And I'm opening, I'm like, oh, that's nice, a sweater. Like, no one buys me a sweater. It's green. It's like one of my favorite color greens. And then I open up the sweater and it just has big YMT written across. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
That is fantastic.
You fucker. So what I did this time, so first of all, on his pocket square, it wasn't his initials. It was that, and I told him, like, on my wedding day, you're going to fold it so the initials show. You're wearing this as pride. And then on the mug, it says something along the lines to like, cheers, Pooks. It's like a funny name we have for each other. And ... YMT.
YMT. Yeah.
I'm like, haha.
I mean, dude, honestly, your wedding was so much fun. We had a blast. I think our table had a blast. It was fun watching everyone. Your DJ was funny.
Shout out to Jonathan from Ryan Rose. That's the company that made my suit. Shout out to that guy, because he did an amazing job. And you guys notice, unfortunately I don't have a picture of it yet. I would have like showed it, and unfortunately it's in the dry cleaner, or else I would have worn it.
Your inside
pocket. But the inside pocket where he wrote where he did the he embedded the Green Lantern symbol to really complete the look. I was like, dude, this is nerd chic beyond belief. I'm great.
Did you ask for that, or did he just do it?
He basically, like, after I was describing the suit, like, so in me seeing him, right? Imagine this. The first time I went there, I went with Eva, because like we just wanted to make sure, like, she had like a style for the wedding in mind. She just wanted to make sure the color was good, and then whatever, you know, you can do whatever you want. And while I was there, like, she's dressed up like, you know, how someone would regularly dress up. I'm like shorts, a Gambit t-shirt, Green Lantern cap on. Like, I don't give a crap. I'm paying you good money to do a suit. I don't feel I need to dress up for this meeting.
On the back here,
like, you know,
thank you.
You know, my shorts are like hanging by my kneecaps. Like, I'm just walking in. And so we're talking, and like after he's like, the green, he's like, okay, like he's like, I get that green's part of the wedding, but like this is like a pretty big thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, and like I mentioned what the style of my ring is, because for those who can't see it, there's actually emeralds in my wedding band.
Right.
And I also got a gift from of his parents, which was like a nice watch with a green face on it. And he's like, I am deducing by all this and your cap that A, you are a comic lover, and B, this is not all coincidence. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the short end version of the conversation. Like, you know, I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm fucking digging this. So he's like, I'm putting extra effort into your suit. And then cool. I went there one time where he's like, I need you to come in because we got the fabric. I've made certain things and like it's stitched, but he could literally rip off an arm. He could rip off the pant leg off the pant. Like, you know, he's
that like initial stitch, like
exactly. Like it's not like literally he didn't even have to cut anything to pull off like he did it once and I was like, he's like, no. Like, don't worry about it. And then when we're done that, he's like, come here. And I'm like, oh, he's like, which one do you like? And he just flipped over his tablet and there was a bunch of Green Lantern symbols. And I'm like, well, the one I like is that one. Like out of all the Green Lantern symbols out of my Green Lantern, it's that one in the green that we're talking about, roughly. Right. He's like, cool, I'm gonna stitch it inside the jacket. And I'm like, so nice. Sweet.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do owe him pictures though. Whenever I get the official pictures, he wants those. And I was like, you sir, will get them.
So for anyone who's looking for recommendations, I feel like you guys planned a pretty decent wedding in a relatively short time, because I know some people plan their weddings for like a year and something. And I feel like you guys planned yours in a short time. So if ever people might want some advice, I feel like you should do a master class on, like, I have another buddy too, Mobs, who planned his wedding. Him and his fiance at the time, wife now, planned their wedding in like, I think 6 months or something, even crazier.
Us was a roughly 10 months.
Right.
Well, 10 months since I asked, not since we started, right? Because you ask and then you don't
but I feel
stop
like
everything you're doing. But
you asked and you said within a week she already had like some stuff already started.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she wasn't sitting down on notes or like had this plan. I'm not like she wasn't dumb. She knew this was an eventuality. So
like throwback classic to every little girl has that little book.
Like, 100%. 100%. Speaking of which, also shout out to the Love Book, I think it's called. Okay. There's a thing online where you can go and make a book about you, like you and a person. You make caricatures of yourself. You answer questions. You say the purpose of the book, and it'll like do a draft of the book for you. It's roughly 40 pages then of the caricatures and everything that you wrote about your relationship with whatever your person you're talking to. Right. And I ended up writing her a book called I Love You 3000, A Wedding Story, which was a buildup of our thing. And I gave it to
the nerd in you.
Well, she actually has I Love You 3000 written in her band because she actually loves that quote.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, like I told you, dude, she's like a video game. I started off with the basics and I unlocked all the perks. And one of them is that she's a nerd. She was a sleep nerd. She never knew it.
what a fantastic way to describe you.
It's true. It's amazing.
But I mean, you know what? That is better than calling people an onion. I always find it weird when people are like, you're an onion. They have so many layers. It's like, no, they're like a video game. I unlock different things as we got to know each other. I'm like, that's fair. I actually prefer
No, they're more like cakes. Cakes have layers.
Yeah.
No, an onion, donkey.
Yeah. Every time someone says, "Oh, they're like an onion," I'm like, God, that's just such a horrible way. Yeah.
Like, you know,
like it's an unfortunate way to describe someone. Anyways,
they burn and they make you cry.
Okay, well, dude, if anything, I think we, at some point, if you want, for the listeners, you can make a list of some of the stuff that is worth checking out for anyone else who's planning their big day in the near future, because I feel like that was really cool. And I mean, we had an amazing time. I sent you all my pictures already. Hopefully you got the pictures from everyone else.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some wild size album. Plus, you sent us the link to the photo booth,
which got all pictures regardless if it was sent or not. So like, let's say you took a photo.
I realized that because there was some that I was like didn't want, and then I got the picture. I was like, oh, it sent it anyways.
Yeah, it's still sent to me, which is why and then we shared it to everyone.
God,
although I forget who it is. I wish I could remember who it was, but shout out to the person. So one of the reasons why I wanted all the photos was candid moments, right?
Right.
And there was a moment where Evan and I, so remember there's like a bell jar type thing where we got married, like behind us there?
Yeah.
So at one point in time, we were just chilling there. We were waiting because the photographer said, oh, like I needed to get, let's say our parents or something. I don't know, X person. And she turned to me and she's like posing with her flower. She's like, how does it feel? And I looked at her. I went like with my ring. I'm like, well, you're trapped now. And I stuck my tongue at her. And I thought to myself, I'm like, man, that would have been a really funny photo to have if the photographer was here, but they're not here. And the next day I got a slew of them, right? And they're all coming into WhatsApp. So a lot of them were just auto downloads.
Yeah.
So instead of actually checking it, I was like, okay, the person sent it me, cool. And I started looking at photos. And someone took a picture of that exact moment.
Oh,
and it's very like it's a nice photo. It's not like blurry or anything like that. I was like,
right, like
perfect.
Okay, perfect. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. I mean, dude, congrats again. It's so much fun. And to anyone else out there who is trying to find their first love or exploring relationships, you can attest. If you've been listening to the show long enough, we even have an episode from a couple of years ago where we talked about dating apps, and Dave talked quite a bit about his dating life at that point. So if ever you want to see the steps and the voyage of Dave's love life, that's kind of a fun way to do it, because you can just listen to the podcast, and every once in a while there's some updates, and then you start hearing names, you start hearing a name mentioned, and then it's just like, all right, things are doing well, it's cute. So we're really excited, and again, congrats, dude. We got some trailers. We got some trailers to talk about. We haven't done an episode in 2 weeks, right? 21st and the 28th. So there's a few things that came out. I think I'll start with I'll go. Heels season 2 dropped a trailer. I don't know if you guys remember Heels season 1, but our boy Green Arrow is now a wrestler. Amel. I don't know how I feel about this show. Season 1 felt great at the beginning, then had really slow periods, and then there's just moments where I was like, this show, I don't know if this is a good show. I mean, if anything, that's probably a commentary on the show being not bad, but it's also not great. It didn't stick out to me. But I do, because I don't watch wrestling anymore, it is fun to watch a show that's wrestling adjacent, where the kayfabe and all that stuff is discussed, and the whole process, and and it doesn't feel as heavy as the whole McMahon era family drama. This is like a throwback to what it was before that stuff. So I'm enjoying the show, and season 2 trailer's out. The little brother not wrestling kind of disappears. There's some interesting stuff. And what's his name is back. Who's the guy that did a cameo in the first season?
CM Punk, probably.
Yeah, CM Punk is back.
But can I ask you a question? Since
Sure.
I didn't get a chance to watch the season 1 yet. Did you like the movie The Wrestler?
I never saw the movie The Wrestler.
Okay. Because I was just gonna ask if you would be able to do like a comparison to like the vibe, because I don't.
That's with Rourke, right?
Mickey... Yeah, like I definitely think the Mickey Rourke one would have been a more intense filmed movie, right? Based off of what I saw, because I saw that movie, and I wouldn't compare like the filming of that, but I was curious the
like
feel
story wise and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Wrestler is it's just one character's perspective, right? Like it's his story throughout the wrestling. I think one of the things that's cool about Heels is they're kind of giving you different characters' perspectives. You're getting like, it's obviously initially a male-dominated wrestling field. You have this one young woman who wants to get into the game. She's only the valet at first, but she really wants to wrestle. And now the trailer of season 2 shows you that there's another woman being added. CM Punk has a girl that's like, this girl's really good. And now you might see these two women become the like female wrestling competition, which might spur more women to join up their wrestling league. And it's stuff like that that I find interesting, that I don't know the behind the scenes of when McMahon and those guys decided, hey, we should have more women in wrestling. Like I saw China come in and actually have some matches with people, but I've never watched a show that tackled that story specifically. So it's interesting.
I could definitely say that before China, there were other female wrestlers in the WWE and WC. I don't think so much in WCW,
right?
But like only after like the Monday Night Wars kind of thing. But there was like Alundra Blaze. I remember there was Luna, aka Lunatic, Bam Bam Bigelow's girlfriend, who's actually the niece of Mad Dog Vachon, who's like a big old school wrestler in Quebec and everything.
Right.
So like they were there, and I think there was more female wrestling in Japan, but I think only
for sure
Yeah, I think only like now. I think there was a whole thing about the Fabulous Moolah like wasn't really training women wrestlers very well, and when she was kind of out of the way, and now we started getting really good female wrestling, and everyone's more.
There's a lot of controversy with the girl that with the person you just named. There was
Moolah.
a lot of there was a lot of controversy with how.
But that's the thing, right? Everything you guys are saying is stuff that you know as wrestling fans, but there's never been a show that discussed that stuff. Like
no, well, other than Dark Side the Ring, but that's like that's a documentary
type thing, yeah. Whereas like there's
what about Glow? Is it Glow?
Yeah.
So there is that, but the Glow is a specific female.
But specifically that league,
right?
That league in the 80s,
and that league was like, here are women who want to be wrestlers, and we're gonna do a show about them as wrestlers and their story. But I'm liking the idea of like, what happens when a woman gets added into a male wrestling league, and how do you evolve that fan base for women to bring in more women and to bring in that person and to bring in someone to compete with them? Because if you only have one woman, who is she fighting? Are you going to have her fight the men every week? You could easily. You don't necessarily, because of the nature of wrestling, where there's preparation, athleticism, it's a dance, it's choreographed in some ways. Like a woman could have matches with a man where, you know, you show her lifting, like the same way Hulk Hogan is lifting Andre the Giant. It's not like Andre was dead weight. Andre is helping with those moves, you know? So it's the same way that this woman, you know, whoever she's fighting helps with those moves.
But you also have to remember, like, you know, even though Andre's helping, he has to want to help.
Yeah.
He could hardcore no sell and like no, I'm not doing it.
Right, exactly.
If you don't do the motion of the ocean and you're stiff, it's not good.
Right. Yeah. And everything you guys are talking about is stuff that behind the scenes in a show like this, I'm really excited to see, because someone no selling her if she starts wrestling and her saying, I want better, and them realizing that people like coming for her, but because the guys are no selling against her, well, then we might need another woman. And that already is a story in of itself that is different from what you've been doing so far.
It's definitely a business and you have to adapt to it. And
right.
You gotta, and the way wrestling works is that you're making a product for the fans, because the fans are the ones that are coming back and bringing more
supporting
people and support. Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those synergistic things where I think during COVID they said it was a little bit difficult because they didn't have people there to play off of, just like with comedy, just like with music.
I mean, any live performance. Any live performance took a blow during the pandemic, and it was very difficult to try and do those things. And kudos to all of them for trying. You know, the WWE, as much as we made fun of them for getting themselves certified as a, what was it? Emergency.
An essential service or
essential
whatever.
Service. Like wrestling is an essential service. It's just like, sure, okay, let's see what McMahon does with that. And they still put on performances and they still entertain and they help distract people. And, you know, a lot of the other leagues didn't do that. I think there was other reasons why. The basketball league, you know, there's other, you know, Black Lives Matter movements, conversations, stuff like that happening. But
put a picture of Vince McMahon with a stack of money.
Other
reasons why.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're not wrong. I'm just gonna say that one.
Vince McMahon. But
it's funny because Vince McMahon looked a lot more wholesome and older than compared to now with his
40s
mustache,
the
gangster mob look or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Where he looks like Rudy Giuliani spray painted his face or something. It's like, what are you doing?
It looks like he's like, I want black today.
Oh God, it's so bad.
It's so bad.
Anyways, that went on way longer than I meant for it. Heels 2 trailers out. People should go check it out. We love talking about wrestling here. I don't watch it as much. These guys do, so this is why the conversation is always interesting when we talk about wrestling. Suicide Squad Isekai teaser. Isekai. Apologies. Trailer dropped. You know, we got to see Harley Quinn and the Joker. I don't think I saw any other DC characters.
Amanda Waller.
Oh yes, you do see a Waller. You do see Waller in one shot. But like, very Waller shot too, like just
yep.
Yeah, that's Waller.
I think they lean more to the Justice League cartoon show. Amanda Waller, she's a little bit more heavy set.
Yes,
but she's got like she's got more hair though.
And the comic book. I mean, the way Waller's supposed to be. No offense to anyone else who's playing Waller. I get that you guys want to make everyone slim in Hollywood, but Waller is a big woman, a heavy set woman who handles her business, and that's not a bad thing. So you know,
it was a subliminal way of drawing her to be like you can't push her around.
Yeah.
It's how she stands, right? How her pose always is. It's always
right.
Like, she reminds me of like a rook.
Well, it's like Kingpin. It's those characters that are in like their stature. It conveys the message of like, hey, you can't with this person. They are not to be messed with. So yeah, because you have characters like the Blob who are equally big but don't have the confidence when they stand. Like, no offense to Blob, but you ain't looking like
the
Kingpin.
Blob.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, Blob doesn't look like Waller or Kingpin when they stand straight.
He looks
you know?
fat. His name is the Blob.
Yeah.
He absorbs you into his stomach and spits you out, literally.
Poor Blob.
But for this particular trailer, so it's basically isekai. I think if I remember right, it means the trope is you get sent to another world.
Right.
So
it
basically,
looks like a fantasy world.
Yeah. So basically, Harley Quinn and maybe the Joker seem more like Harley Quinn are in this fantasy world somehow. Right. So I remember someone had showed me this, and I was like, oh, so they're doing like Ninja Batman again, basically.
Right. That's what it felt like when I was watching the trailer.
But the thing is, like, how can they call it Suicide Squad if it's just Joker and Harley?
I mean,
adding Amanda Waller isn't making.
We might not see more. Yeah, I'm sure again, this is a teaser, not a trailer, so we have to take that into consideration.
And just put in the characters that sell money, that make money. So Harley Quinn, Joker,
Amanda Waller. It's also characters that you're already using, like out of the IP. These are characters that you're using in other things because Viola Davis is supposed to come back with a Waller show potentially on Max. And Harley Quinn and Joker are still being used here and there in stuff. You know, you have Joker. Harley Quinn and Joker actually have a movie. Todd Phillips' sequel to Joker is coming out. So those are the three main characters that you would definitely want to focus on.
Oh, but not the same people, though. I mean, sorry. Not Margot Robbie. That Joker. It's another Joker.
No,
right?
It's Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like when we had Theophanes on the podcast, was she the one that works for oh no, I forgot the name of the company. Sweet. I'll have to look it up. But she does like writing for comic books and stuff, for video games and stuff. I remember when we spoke to her and we talked about which characters do we think we're gonna see in the video game and which characters do we think we would see in movies, upcoming movies and stuff like that. And she's just like, well, they're not going to kill the characters that they have in video games because you're banking on the popularity of these characters enticing people to play the video game. So,
but that's a half truth, right? Because a lot of people died in Suicide Squad.
Sure. I mean, but superhero movies, did they really die? That's the other annoying part.
The Boomerang looked pretty blown up.
Yeah.
But he's in the new video game.
He's in the new video game, and I wouldn't be shocked if we got a Boomerang too. The same way that the Suicide Squad.
I can get behind. I can get behind.
The Suicide Squad has Ratcatcher too. She's literally one of the stars. So it's like
but with a name like Ratcatcher, I mean,
I mean, with a name like Ratcatcher,
that's her government name. That's why the two at the end. Boom.
We had the I'm gonna save the best for last. So we had the Dune Part 2 official trailer, number 2 dropped. We got to see some more Zendaya. We got to see some more Timothée Chalamet. We got to see what's his name? Austin Butler, Elvis.
Yeah,
Elvis. A lot of Austin Butler.
Elvis is bald.
Yes,
pale as all hell.
Elvis looks creepy. Elvis looks
all creepy.
Like some next what was the joke that Chris Rock made that got him slapped? This is how you could replace it. Instead of G.I. Jane, you could say Jade out here looking like she's gonna play this character.
Oh, okay. I forgot his
What's
name.
Will gonna do now?
I know in the old Will. I know in the
old gosh.
That character is played by Sting, basically.
You know when
that character is played by Sting in the original?
Yeah, in the original 80s movie.
The 80s. That's who not Sting even original.
Is.
The 80s. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's who Sting is. That guy.
Isn't that the one from the 80s? Isn't that technically the original, or is there before that?
No,
that's it.
I
That's
mean
the
they
only
only
reason I
made
said
they
it.
only made this movie twice. So there's one in the 80s, and it was
the
Alan
one in the 80s was-
Smithy made it, but it was actually what's the guy that did Eraserhead and Mulholland Drive?
Oh, I forget.
Oh, you're
Very
talking
eccentric.
about the
No, the
act?
director, very eccentric
Oh.
director.
Ah.
He always appears in a lot of like movies now where he's like the special guest star. He was in like Louis C.K.'s TV show where he was like training him how to become a night like a host for a late night show. Ah, crap! I forgot the
I'm
dude's
looking it
name.
up. Keep going.
Eraserhead.
Oh, David Lynch.
Yeah. So that was his movie that he did, and he didn't, and I don't think they would give him final cut. And he said, "Take my name off the movie." So all you see is Alan Smithy directed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan as Paul.
Yeah.
And all
And
that.
how
jazz.
long is that? It's what, 4-hour movie, that one? Because I remember being at
I
least
think
two
it's like
takes.
2 hours and a half or something.
2:17.
Oh,
2 hours
really?
and
I'm
17
surprised it needed, because I remember as a kid I didn't watch it personally, but it was a two
Parter.
just two.
Man, I forgot how cute
cassette.
Virginia Madsen was.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
it's
just
a-
seen
yeah,
a picture
that-
of her, and I'm like, oh, she's adorable.
That the book itself
Ah.
is very dense. So yeah, I
Yes.
don't blame him for like making
Everyone
extra,
I know who's ever read the book has said openly, "I've never finished the series," because they say the book is
No,
so
the series is
dense.
long and a lot, but it's
But they've
it's
never even
like,
finished that book. Like everyone I know says,
Oh, the book.
like when they're trying to, when you watch the movie, when you like listen to the like audio plays or whatever that they've done, they've said it's been easier to consume because the book is dense. Like
Yeah.
it's just a heavy read.
And
I
it's
was
like
just
so
oh,
far in the future, and like they don't even
Yeah.
talk about Earth. Earth is like, what? Earth? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're far beyond that.
I
But
mean,
it looks good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
The movie is definitely leaning into what the book is actually about, where Paul is more. He doesn't. The whole Messiah thing is manufactured by the Bene Gesserit over generations,
right.
and he does not want to lean into it because he knows he's going to kill billions of people
Right.
just to make sure him and his mom live.
Yeah.
But like he really, and everyone's like, just lean into it, just do it. And he's like, no,
yeah.
I can
This
see
is
into
gonna-
the, and
this
I
is
don't
gonna
want to do
end-
it.
This is going to end poorly.
Yeah,
Just so you know.
This is going to end poorly.
Yeah.
You
So
chose
Dune 2,
poorly.
people, check it out. I look forward to seeing this one. It's coming out later this year, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I gotta
and,
watch the first one still.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
behind on
hoping they re-release the first one in theaters because the first one got released on Max because it was still pandemic era.
right.
So I actually
It
didn't
did.
see it.
It did get released.
did
in
get released in
theaters,
theaters,
and it did make it to IMAX, and I didn't get
Yeah.
to see it in IMAX. I
But
wanted
it was
to see
it was a simultaneous release, so
Yeah.
that's why I ended up just watching it at home because I was like, I don't think I want to go to a theater yet. But I regret that because everyone I know who said they got to see it on the big screen said it is fantastic to see on the big screen. And I went to the
Oh my
movies
god!
this past weekend and saw 3 films in one sitting, and I forgot
Jesus.
how good a theater screen can be for a
3
movie.
films.
Four.
What? I'm just
Hey,
curious.
man,
Which
we have
ones?
We have smog air in the world now, so I would
Mhm.
rather be inside watching movies than outdoors. So I was just like, "Nah, I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
But which? I'm just curious. Which 3 in a
Wait,
row would you?
I'll let Jaws say what he wants to say, and then when I get to my view the right
Yeah,
thing, I'll
I'm
tell
so
you which
curious.
ones
I was
Yeah.
gonna say when you watch the newer movie and you get to the emissary that's giving the information to House Atreides,
Yeah.
and you see how dark that dude is and how just nice his skin looks in the film and just on the
Yeah.
blues. It's just like this is why that one cinematography. This is just it right
Yeah.
here, right? Here.
Yeah.
I'm like, God
There's just
damn, that
shots
skin is
that
beautiful.
are so clean. Yeah.
It's so clean. I was like, God damn, that color, man.
And the last trailer, Kraven the Hunter, the Red Band trailer dropped.
It's hunting time.
Dude, what are people? Because people are saying this is going to have its own morbing timeline.
Oh
I don't even know what the morbing time's going to be, but guys, first of all, shout out to anyone who's been a Kraven fan this whole time and has been waiting for this day because good for you. You finally got
I
it.
agree with
you know?
that. I agree with that.
There's a lot of fans out there who have there's a lot of characters in Marvel and DC that
Mhm.
will never, ever get their shine.
After
Ever.
Speedball.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
and Penance,
Random names.
Speedball / Penance. Yeah, those characters will never be the stars of a film. Even if the film is technically Civil War, technically about something they did, they won't even appear in it. But all that to say, this trailer, I hope it is everything you hope for as Kraven fans, because as someone who I didn't realize how little I knew about Kraven until I watched this trailer, and I was just like, wait, Kraven has powers? I did not know Kraven had. I thought Kraven was just a great hunter.
He is.
Yeah, but because I read his bio on the Marvel website, he does have powers. Yeah,
I don't remember him ever being depicted as having powers, ever,
dude.
Ever.
I always thought he was just a hunter, but
I thought he was just a hunter too. But then, like when you watch the animated series from the '90s, it just feels like certain characters pop up. They actually have powers, but they just don't tell you nothing.
Know. Right?
Like
exactly.
Tombstone shows up. And he's like, I technically don't breathe. They're like, wait, what's your what? And then just like, nope, not explaining it. Shut up.
Yeah, facts.
But like, what was his powers? Like, what was Kraven's powers depicted? It's something with animals.
Yeah. Obviously. So in the trailer, it's depicted as he gets blood from a lion, which I'm like, you have to give me more than that, though. You can't just say blood from a lion, because then anyone would have that power.
No, everybody is blood. Spider-Man's blood. Morbius is blood. Kraven is blood.
Dude, it's wild. Okay, so let me see if I can find it in his powers and ability attributes.
I wonder if it's one of those, like, it was going to be a shaman thing, and then they're like, no, we can't do that. Let's just blood drops in him, and
he's white. Boom. We can't do that. But honestly, I'm
no, but you're not wrong,
because
because tradition. Yeah, that's a whole other conversation that I don't even know how to start. But traditionally, because who is it? There's a character who got. Oh, someone was just telling me Berserk with Keanu Reeves, the comic book character, is immortal because he got powers. He's a gift, but his powers are related to he has to kill, but it's related to an indigenous tribe or something like that. I have to read the comic. I didn't read it.
So he has to kill to live? It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, if he doesn't if he doesn't kill, he is immortal. If he doesn't kill, though, he goes into Wolverine style berserker rage, and he'll kill random people. So he has to target it so that he doesn't go into that mode. It sounds very interesting. Shout outs to Boom Studio. Shout outs to Arun. But I definitely should read it if I'm going to try and talk on it. But it sounds very interesting to me, because I was just like, what the hell? I'm having trouble finding the same section I found originally with our boy Kraven the Hunter. Here we go. So Kraven, chemical magical enhancement. After Kraven ingested Calypso's mythical potion, his physiology underwent several changes, endowing him with superhuman physical attributes. The power he gained put him in the top of the food chain, as they are even greater than those of Captain America, who is himself considered the pinnacle of human evolution. Kraven is better, stronger, faster, and more cunning than any human. Coupled with his skills, Kraven truly is a dangerous and deadly adversary. These people are saying he is at the higher evolution fitness than Captain America, who is under Black Panther, second to Black Panther as the pinnacle of human training and physicality.
Until that is proven in a comic book against somebody of importance, I find that hard to.
The Marvel database. It's the Marvel database.
Can I be a lot of people could say things, but there's a difference between talking and walking. I don't see no walking. I don't see no walking. I see a lot of talking.
I'm gonna be a little shit. I remember there was an issue, I think, of either X-Men or Avengers, where Cyclops and Captain America had to fight, and Cyclops won. So Captain America rung down one.
I'm sorry. Did you say Cyclops beat Captain America?
Cyclops beat him. Apparently,
Cyclops is actually a very good martial artist.
Dave, okay. The reason I said Dave is because Dave, I knew you were going to come with some bullshit about
I'll put it this way. One's walking, one's talking. I don't believe nothing about this.
Jaws, tell this man he's bullshitting, please. Because I know you and I both know Cyclops. No version of Cyclops is beating Captain America.
Except the proof's in the pudding, or in the print, I'll
this
say.
is insulting. This is like when Catwoman beat the three fucking speedsters.
It could be that Cap had a bad day. He could be sick.
Oh
then
my
don't show
God.
up to the fight.
Shame on everyone. So yeah, Kraven trailer is out. If you guys also want to have your own debates of insanity about Kraven, feel free to jump in and go check out that trailer.
But as a trailer for you guys, was that captivating for you to want to see that movie?
I mean,
not really.
Yeah.
I thought they would have gotten somebody bigger.
Oh, I'm not mad at his
play
size.
Kraven.
I'm not mad at
and he's not even doing like a
the accent.
I don't even know what accent Kraven is supposed to be, if he's Eastern European.
But it's not that.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing
but
that.
But it's weird because it's his dad. His dad is doing that accent.
Yes.
But not him, which is confusing because whenever even in the video game, even in the new Spider-Man 2, even Spider-Man 2, the video game is coming out, it has Kraven in it.
Yeah.
He's doing that accent.
Hey man,
but no, it's
Russell Crowe, baby. Russell
Crowe's doing the accent that Kraven has, and then
I think my favorite part
he's American. Him and his brother are American. Wait, what?
My favorite part of this is Russell Crowe is doing the opposite of every other actor that did DC Marvel. Like, he went from being in the one good DC movie, or relatively good DC movie, in Man of Steel as Jor-El, and now is slumming it as the father of Kraven.
No. That's not the trajectory. He goes from Jor-El to Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde for the failed Universal Monsters Dark Universe.
Superhero
and
only.
Then now he's Kraven's dad. That's
You're
how
talking
that
about
works.
stuff in the middle. I'm
but
talking
wasn't
about
he also
movies
Zeus?
Only.
Wasn't he also?
Oh yeah, he is Zeus.
So he went. So technically, he went from Jor-El to Mr. Hyde to Zeus. Kraven's dead.
Oh my God! So he went DC to MCU to Sony Marvel. Oh,
but I have the rationale.
That should be the opposite.
I have the rationale. The first one, he tastes this could be a good movie role. Oh, there's a lot of money here. This is the one. There's a lot of money. Oh, this tank. This is bad. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of money. That's gonna be a lot of money. Oh, that's a lot of work for a lot of money. How about if I just do this little bit of work and get a lot of money? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I feel.
I think
the actual trajectory was.
Also, you have to remember when actors like him that want to act,
and
not always do the same thing, they'll always be like, "Hey, in this movie, do I have to come back for any sequels? No, I'm in." Oh, hey, we're gonna lock you up in like a 5-movie deal.
I guess so.
And then you have to say no to a bunch of other projects. You can't really.
I mean, but it's funny because like Man of Steel, Snyder's vision was to do multiple films with Cavill, and
how do you do
Jor-El would have been there because he would have kept coming back as Jor-El in the computer.
But doing the voice doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we see. Okay, so they're not doing the.
He was in Batman. He was in Batman and Superman, right?
Wasn't he still mainly a voice? Wasn't he a voice guiding him?
I think he definitely hears the voice.
I think he does the voice, but I think he does appear because he's like, wait, you're not Clark?
Yeah, but when you're doing an appearance, like when you're doing an appearance like that, right? Like specifically for the Man of Steel, or so the second one there.
Right.
Like that's not the same commitment like he had to have done for Man of Steel. Like that's one that
sitting in a trailer.
It's not gonna block you from taking on other projects. When you're like that type of supporting actor, you could do more than one at a time, I imagine.
Yeah. That's a set.
But Costner, hey, do I have to come back for any subsequent movie? No, you're dying in this movie. Good, I'm in there.
I mean,
no memories are right.
We got a whole bunch of these movies that the trailers are out. You guys should go check them out. To Dave's question, I saw 3 films at the theater VIP this past weekend on Saturday. I saw Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. I saw Wes Anderson's Asteroid City. And I saw Jennifer Lawrence's No Hard Feelings.
Okay. And out of all the ones you wanted to write on this list, you negated...
Indiana, exactly. And out of the 3 films I saw, the one I wrote down I wanted to talk about was Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. And I'll tell you why. Because everyone in the world is telling me this is not a good movie.
Mm.
And I'm telling you, as someone who has no affinity for Indiana Jones and gives no fucks about that IP,
Oh wow.
I loved this movie.
Really?
I don't give up about Indiana Jones. I tell y'all right now, don't care about the character.
That's
Saw
so
those-
interesting.
Saw those movies when I was younger. I was just like, cool story. You got a whip. Whatever. Moving on. Like I didn't care. It wasn't interesting to me. 2008. Didn't even realize they had brought him back with Shia LaBeouf. You know, people complained about that film. I was just like, sucks to you guys as fans had to watch that crap. Then this.
Did you watch that one?
Nope.
Crystal Skull.
Dang.
Nah, there's no point.
And
This
then
is
I
hard.
watched.
No, this is hard to show comparisons. I was really curious for him to run that comparison down.
Hat's
Well,
good.
Do I need to watch the other
No,
one?
no, it's just that for
everyone's
me,
gonna-
I was hoping when I saw you write this, I was hoping like because like example,
Right.
I'll just say my rundown quickly. The first movie is really, really good. It's a classic. The second
Right.
movie is a very decent sequel to it, and it's cool because you
This
have
is
one that's
Temple,
like,
right?
yeah, it's Temple. So you have one that's like a kind of like religious / like adventure. Then you
Right.
have something that's like temple oriented, a bit more voodoo. Then you have
Right.
the third one, which they do go back to religion in the sense that they're trying to get the holy the Grail, the cup.
Right,
There.
yeah,
Raiders
yeah,
of the
I knew
Lost Ark,
that.
and I think like that to me was the first version of like they say Die Hard and is like the first movie was great and the third movie was really the best movie out of them.
Right.
I felt like that Indiana Jones kind of did that first, even though
Oh wow. Okay.
one could
Okay.
argue like I find the first one and the third one to be very much neck and neck about which one's better. It's hard to
All
decide
right. Okay.
who is better in my opinion.
Right.
But the fourth one, like I like the fourth one because the fourth one went through like it being about aliens and stuff. I was like, okay, cool. Like out of all the things you've touched, what Indiana Jones and how Indiana Jones's life has been and his perception of things, like this
Right.
is something smart because it's something that he doesn't
Wait.
believe in.
So the fourth one, do you see aliens in the fourth one?
Yep.
You see an alien skull,
The crystal skull is an alien skull.
alien
basically.
head.
So aliens exist in this world?
Well, that's the thing.
I
They
mean,
do.
God exists.
God exists in the world.
Other gods exist.
Other gods exist.
other deities
Okay.
exist.
So see, as someone who doesn't know any of that, going into this Indiana Jones movie, I was kind of just like,
You've seen some shit.
I was just, yeah, because he does talk about that throughout
He's a-
the film. He mentions the fact that, like, I've seen some stuff, and you're like, okay, Indy, like,
Yeah,
and
because-
and Phoebe Waller-Bridge is fantastic in it as the goddaughter. So,
Mhm.
like, you get this great rapport. They have their new what was it? What's the kid's name from Raiders? Not Raiders. From Temple.
Oh,
Short round.
short
round. So you have a new short round, a little Latino
okay.
kid. Who's
Okay.
he's not really a kid. He's more like a teenager because he can like
Okay.
he like drives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So
so
He
did
could
Short
be 12
round.
and drive. back in those
So did
days. It
Short
doesn't really
round. and he
matter.
was- yeah.
yeah, no, but you could tell like this character is meant to be older. He's not a 12.
Okay.
Okay,
He's like in his mid late teens. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but I'll tell you, this one is about time travel.
That I thought that was what it was, and in my mind, because again, remember I was saying all the topics before. I'm like,
Yeah.
the only thing that would make sense for him to close off his version of Indiana Jones is obviously
Right.
Harrison Ford. If he does another one, I'd be shocked.
No,
You know what I
I
mean? Well,
do
correction.
not-
He's so crotchety.
He
I'm
could
sure he's not
make
gonna
a
do
third
it.
one. He can make a last film if he essentially passes the torch by doing Raiders of the Lost Ark, where he's his dad in the film.
I don't
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
in the third one he's saving his dad.
yeah.
So
Sean
let's say
Connery.
they want example. I'm just making this up because I know everyone wants Chris Pratt to be the next Indiana Jones.
No,
If you're going to
but
make
even
Chris,
Pratt said he will never do it. So,
no, I know, but I'm just saying whoever insert person. If
Right.
you want this person to be the next Indiana Jones, you could literally call him Indiana Jones Jr. and literally do a spin-off of like
but they killed.
you could do
Shia
a
LaBeouf.
reboot while not doing a what?
They killed Shia LaBeouf,
They don't kill him. He just doesn't come back unless
No,
he
he's
gets
dead.
killed. Oh shit. Okay. Well, if
and that's
That's
not
cold.
a spoiler because the movie starts with the fact that he's dead.
oh
That's
really?
cold.
That's, that's cold.
Shia
Remember
LaBeouf-
that dude that swang with the monkeys in the fourth movie?
Nah.
Gone,
Yeah,
murked.
Shia LaBeouf's character is dead. He's a dead
Oh, that
soldier.
sucks.
Well, if
much as
they,
dead.
I mean,
Aw.
again, he's Indiana Jones, right? You could do anything to turn it that he has a son or a
I-
relative or
honestly,
whatever.
if
I wouldn't want
again,
it, but
I haven't watched I watched the other ones when I was a kid only because it was the thing to do. I don't even remember them, but I'm telling you now, this is the last one. They're not.
That's so interesting because it's like every TV show has always like referenced Indiana Jones constantly
I
over
get
and
the
over and
references,
over.
the big boulder, the whip, the this, the
The whole there's a whole beginning of The
shoots-
Simpsons that's
he
doing the
shoots
first
instead
Indiana
of-
Jones intro.
yeah, like when the guy does all the martial arts and he just shoots him, you get a call back to that in this movie where
Mhm.
Indy takes his whip out. It's in the trailer. He
Oh, yeah,
whips
yeah.
around and then everyone takes their gun out and you're like, oh, ha 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 ha, we flipped it on its head. But I'm telling you, after watching this movie, Indy's done. George Harrison,
Ford.
Harrison Ford is like, I'm out. Here, this you guys wanted one more. Here's a
I'm surprised
story.
they didn't kill him.
No, yeah, they didn't
I'm
kill him.
surprised. No, I'm just saying I'm surprised.
Yeah.
He's like, I
Okay,
don't want
so
to
he's
do
not-
Han Solo again. Well, come back, please do it. I only do it if you kill me off.
So he,
But I
he
think he
doesn't
likes
die in this
being-
movie.
No,
That's a spoiler, but so he does.
Oh,
Interesting.
that trilogy's done. I could spoil it. Doesn't matter anymore.
No, I thought I
He's
meant
saying
about
Indy.
no. I'm talking about
Oh, okay,
Indiana
okay.
Jones. But one, may I ask one reference?
sure.
So, in the third movie, so Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Mhm.
one thing that happens at the end of that movie is, in an attempt to save his dad, he finds the Holy Grail and he
Mhm.
takes water and he says a thing and he tests it to make sure that whatever he drinks is the real holy water, which in their universe rules suggests that he's immortal now.
Right.
And he goes to his dad, he sprinkles water onto his dad's wounds, and they all heal and stuff, right?
Right.
In the fourth movie, there's at one point in time, people he survives this wicked explosion by being in a he jumps in a fridge and he lets the
Oh,
fridge
yeah.
keep him and he flies
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
People are like, this is insane. I'm like, no, it's
I've
not.
heard
Like,
about that. Yeah.
if you stick to the concept that he drank that, hypothetically speaking, as long as that didn't decapitate him or like actually fully murder him, technically by law of their
Yeah.
rules, he
Yeah.
should survive that relatively easily, which he did.
Right.
Is there anything like that in
Did
this
they
film?
nuke the fridge? Is what he's asking.
No, but is there anything that's like, I guess he
There's
survived something.
definitely-
He survived something that they're like, you shouldn't have survived. He's like, yeah, but
No.
I drank a thing or whatever.
I mean, he survives things like standard action movie stuff where he's shot.
Okay.
And you're just like, okay, like every other action movie, people are shot and you're just like, you should not be surviving this. But I mean, whatever. It's a
Extraction
movie.
2.
So
Anyways, we'll
yeah,
get to
but there's
that.
no scene in which like a plane crashes and he gets up and just walks away.
And
you know,
so he does, and he never makes any reference to anything of what I just described.
No.
Okay. I was just curious
This
because that was
movie
one
is
of the big
really-
things I always wanted them to emphasize more throughout the other movies.
Yeah. This movie is really more about Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character wanting to and it's interesting. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character is just like, I'm an archaeologist for money. And the story is really just him being old-fashioned and being like, this needs to go in a museum, and her being like, who's buying? Like, who can I sell this to? And it's that dichotomy of like capitalism versus, maintaining the story or the history and preserving the history for everybody to consume. Whereas like she is actively not about that life. Her and her partner, the short round dude, are like, yo, bitch, we want to make that money. Like they're full on like, where's the Skrilla? What's the profit in the game? And you're just like, yes, I love this.
It's amazing.
And I mean, I don't
Excuse me.
know.
I'm sorry, Indy. I don't have tenure at a goddamn university. All right, I need to make this money. I'm out here paying these bills. Okay.
Did you see the movie? Because I'm pretty sure that's literally
he's a teacher at a university. That's the whole thing.
No, I know,
and he
but
does all that
yeah.
stuff. But I'm pretty sure there's a sentiment of the newer generation, like this guy could do and say whatever he wants. He
Yeah.
has tenure at a university. It doesn't matter what he
Yeah,
does.
because there's like, I'm pretty sure there's a moment where he says something and she's just like, says the guy who has tenure, and you're like, oh, okay, like I get that joke. Yeah, man, Indiana Jones. Let's see that. And again, if you go into that movie having watched the other movies as a kid and skipping the last one that everyone seemed to fucking hate, guess what? This one is fantastic. I love the action. I love the only thing that wasn't great was when they de-aged him. His eyes have no soul, which is creepy. That's the only problem I had. Like when they
had no soul.
Yeah, because you know, like like people's eyes have like
I'm sorry.
Like people's eyes are the windows to their soul. So when they de-aged him, like I guess they even did his eyes. But there's moments where he's looking at a character and you can see the eyes and you're like, those are empty. It's just glass. Like it's really creepy. But that's about it, man. I watched that. No Hard Feelings. If you guys want rated R romantic comedy that's not romantic, don't.
Okay, sorry, you're talking about the other movie.
No, don't go.
She doesn't get with the kid, does she?
I don't know.
I was going off to college.
I
So
guess
he's in 17, 18 range. He's 16.
She bangs out that kid, doesn't she?
It's still not good. It's still not good when you're watching the movie because you definitely have moments where she's just like, and I'm not trying to be crude or crass, but there's moments where the guy does something and you can hear her going, "I'm wet." Like you just hear the thought. You hear the thought in the scene and you're like,
the whole point is that she's a very crass girl, no?
Right, but
she's not some like, oh no, we must save she's messed up her life. This is her she's doing this to get a car.
Yeah.
Because she's an Uber driver and she has no car.
Yeah. It's No Hard Feelings was the movie I went to see because I was about to leave and I saw the sign and I was just like, yeah. And I just walked into the theater and looked up which seat was empty and sat down and I was like, you know what? Let me just watch this movie and see what it's about. And at the end of the movie, I was just like, you know, I don't regret walking into this, but I also did not enjoy this film. Like I didn't, because here's the thing. We are the generation who got rated R comedies that were rated R comedies.
Yeah.
And then this movie is a rated R comedy that is not a rated R comedy.
It's PG-13.
Yeah, there's one scene as to why they needed to make it rated R. And once that scene passes, you're just like, this is why you guys needed the rated R for that BS. Like this.
Hey, you remember Problem Child?
You know?
Listen, you remember Problem Child? You remember pissing in a lemonade?
Like, dude,
come on.
The movies in the 80s.
They showed that on cable.
Dude,
they did. They did.
NBC
movies in the 80s went wild. And then you have this movie where the wildest thing you see is like one scene on a beach where people are chasing people. Anyways, it's just not great. It's not a great. It wasn't well done.
Generation Sheltered.
But not even. Yes,
but that's the whole point of the movie.
Yes, that's the funny part.
Yeah, that's the thing. I saw the scene where I saw the commercial.
It's kind of funny that you said, yeah, because
she's walking into the rooms and she's like, "Does anyone fuck anymore?" Because she keeps walking into rooms and like the kids are on their phone.
They really like that party is funny because she goes into the party looking for him and everyone tries to cancel her within minutes because she starts talking wild by their standards. And then like Homeboy's parents are actually at the house at the party because guess what? The parents are okay with the party.
Oh, so not these new age parents.
Yeah, so the new age parents are just like, you need to leave right now. And you're like,
I hate those parents who can't parent. They try to be cool with their kids, man.
But that's the thing.
Get out of here.
The movie's trying to show you that it's not about them being cool. It's just that everyone is open and communicates now. So the party is acceptable. And guess what? It doesn't even seem like they're drinking alcohol. They're just drinking no one seems drunk. Like there's no indication that they're getting wasted. The only character who's wasted is the kid because he gets mad at something.
The only reason why they would that's the whole...
That's the problem.
Your new generation's killing everything. The reason why people be getting wasted at these parties. Nah, fuck that.
I can't even blame the new generation because this was written
in a shitty movie. Kylo Ren, let the past die.
This is written by old ass Gen X people, so I can't give
the idea of hiding the party from your parents is so that you drink faster for the eventual point that when they do get home, you're so shit plastered it don't matter what kind of trouble you get into.
Not in this movie. It's full on. She makes a joke about two guys hooking up, and the guys are just like, "Why is that a problem? Are you trying to insult us?" And she's just like, "No, I'm not. There's nothing wrong with being gay." And then they take out their phones and everyone starts filming her because she starts freaking out and she starts backtracking what she's saying. And then she runs away and you're just like, this is this is the funniest. That's one of the funnier parts of the movie, and you're like,
that. But that's also kind of similar to 21 Jump Street,
right?
Yes.
Where he starts picking on the kid, and he's like, "Why are you picking on him? But you don't like gay people?" So he's like, "What?"
Dude,
honestly, I didn't know he was gay.
All of these movies now are playing on reversing the tropes from when we were younger, but it still doesn't make them funny, which is the kind
it makes the person that's going through it funny because they're like, yeah, that would have been me.
Yeah,
it makes us just have to watch old movies to laugh. That's all.
Yeah,
basically.
And Asteroid City is just weird. So it's good.
But in a good way, or
yeah, it's very good. It's very good. I liked it. I would recommend it.
Is it really like example Budapest Hotel or whatever? Like I like the movie,
Grand
but
Budapest
it was
Hotel.
slow as fuck. Is
No.
it like that?
This one is it feels short, in a good way. The story moves along very quickly. You could tell they use miniatures, which is really interesting.
Cool.
Because there's like moments
super intentional though.
Yeah. But it was
like,
just
knowing what's that guy.
It was just really cool to watch like live action things in a miniature setup. Like at one point, the miniature train is like going in the background, but you can see like real people and stuff like that. So that stuff was cool. So yeah, I mean, those are the three things I saw. Oh, and Secret Invasion. If anyone has seen that, I'm very excited to talk about it. So
hey, let's go. I'm down. Let's go.
I'm this episode behind.
I mean, there's today's whatever.
This is not a spoiler.
Today's episode, I'm behind.
This is not a spoiler because this is standard stuff. But because you find out in the first movie, but the Skrulls have been in the United.
That killed me when he.
They've been there since '95, right?
Oh shit!
Oh wow!
When Talos Fury, how many?
Yes.
It was the blackest reaction. Nigga, how much?
Yeah. That's the last episode.
It's so good.
That was episode 2.
I know, but that was part of
that. Is good. What did your reptilian? Are you out of your reptilian ass mind?
Exactly what I would have said. How many are here? About 1 million.
What? But here's the thing:
we can't manage ourselves. We can't have another species. Was the best.
You know why?
Actual line.
I'm saying that was so good because mutants are about to show up.
Yes.
Him saying that is like, oh, y'all about to get it.
Yeah,
y'all about to get it.
But so here's one of my things, and so just so we can I definitely want this to be a clip because I have things I have to ask. And I want people to be able to reply and give me feedback and explain this to me. When you're watching Secret Invasion and you find out that the Skrulls, 19 Skrulls signed on in the early or mid to late 90s to help Nick Fury navigate his espionage in the world as S.H.I.E.L.D. As like his little spies. He had 19 spies. How did they not find out about Hydra?
Hydra's that good.
Because Hydra's been around since World War II. So Nick Fury in S.H.I.E.L.D. has 19 Skrulls working with him, and they never get a fucking wink of Hydra?
Well, let me ask you something, Brian. What usually happens when you outsource your work?
And you outsource your work to non-humans.
But dang.
They're like,
guys,
you know how we talk about Bell and their outsourcing?
I love that you guys are using the lazy card on this.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's totally the lazy card.
The Skrulls are just lazy. And
I'm going to put this out there. They're also
I'm not going to say lazy. I'm going to say they got home. Yes, and they also got distracted by the wonders of the world. Nigga, you're in Italy and you're a Skrull. The fuck you talking about spying, bro?
You guys are saying they just didn't do their job.
Yeah,
that's what Skinny is now saying.
They discovered the world.
That is still depressing as to find out that you had 19 Skrulls, Hydra running through your agency, and these
what's messed up? You know, be more messed up.
Shit.
If the actual reason is like, okay, these guys are clearly Nazis.
Yeah,
these Hydra guys seem like they don't mess with these Nazi guys. We can let that slide.
Yeah. They got rid of the Nazis. They handled the major shit.
It's even simpler than that. He thinks he's leading the 19. The 19 are playing him, and they're setting up their own shit.
Yeah, but Talos was one of the 19. And
yeah,
he
exactly. And where is he on the totem pole? No one likes him.
No, hold on, wait.
No, but he was a general. Like you find out in this episode, he was a general. They all respected him.
Yeah.
So
Brian, I'll help that out. Your Hydra infiltrated since early World War II, right?
Right, World War II.
You're talking about these 19 people who are literally just trying to get a green card. So trying to get married to get the legal statesmanship real quick, like how West Indies do, right? In 1995,
that's how everyone does, not just West Indies.
You know what I mean? Okay.
I'm not going to put it only on us.
I'm not going to only put it on us, but
yeah.
Please don't.
Because I see mad Filipinos do the same thing. Shout out to the Filipinos.
Shout out to everybody trying to get their green card.
Exactly. It's hard out here.
It's really hard in the streets. All right. So my apologies for that. All to say, 1945 to 1995 gives you a longer time to sew up all them holes. You know what I mean? By that time, in 50 years, the man's working with Fury to be like, oh, so these are the 19? That nigga's Hydra. Fury don't know. Nobody knows. At that time, 50 years? And then you're going to talk about green people who can change into people? Shit. Hydra got way up on their clonage. You're like, ain't nobody looking at us.
That or Hydra found out and they found a way to make sure that they didn't know.
That too. Because not only that,
that's what the whole...
Hydra is not dumb.
It's not just how
the soldier was about.
There you go.
Maybe part of the people they were going to aim at were the 19 Skrulls. They're like, we got to get rid of these guys right now. Right now. And the Captain America destroyed all that. And they're like,
as much as
you guys are on your own.
Know about
Peace out, Hydra.
Hydra didn't know about the Skrulls, or so they say.
I'm just, because the first thing I thought when they said Hydra's been here, sorry, they didn't mention Hydra, but the first thing I thought when they said the Skrulls have been here since 1995, and then Talos goes, 19 of us signed up to work with you and to help you. The only reason you got promotions every year is because my motherfuckers was in these streets running game. And my first thought was, how the fuck did you miss Hydra? Like, how you're telling me Nick Fury leveled up once a year he got a promotion because he had these 19 Skrulls working for him, but these 19 Skrulls never noticed Hydra?
Hey, you have to understand another thing. There is some superheroism going on in the 90s we don't know about.
True.
And then
I look forward to finding more about
also that. Remember in, I think it was the beginning of Ant-Man.
Yes.
And Winter Soldier 2, there was dudes were in Hydra in S.H.I.E.L.D. like right there. And they were just keeping all their stuff quiet. They're like, oh yeah, we can't keep. I think Hydra learned from the Nazis. Don't just put everything out in the front and do your stupid salutes and stuff. You got to get up real close on the person and go,
Hydra.
But I'm just saying.
Okay, you know me. Okay.
The 19 Skrulls never mimicked a single Hydra agent, and
again,
said, "Hail Hydra!"
95, and I don't have a home. I'm trying to see some shit.
Nick Fury's boss was a Hydra agent. Robert Redford was the lead.
I've been alone on this ship for so long with and every girl has been taken for years.
Bro.
I am now on a human planet. I can be whoever I want. Let's get laid.
You understand how we were wiling in the 90s, bro? 95, that's peak wiling.
My favorite part of this,
the real world
is coming down just now, man.
MTV has got its stride. The real world just came out. We just started doing spring break on some shit.
I love that Skinny's excuse.
I love how we've gone down the rabbit hole.
Skinny's excuse is that the Skrulls were at Freaknik.
Yes. That's why they don't want the Freaknik documentary to come out. Mad Skrulls are going to be in there.
Yeah, the Skrulls are all at Freaknik. All the freak parties are just Skrulls.
They're having their own. What's that thing from The Boys? That island party they had?
Herogasm.
Yeah, they had their own hero. They had their Skrull Herogasm, bro.
Skrullgasm.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of it. That's good.
Hey. I look forward to them explaining this. If they don't, they don't, and I will live by the Freaknik theory.
For all you know, some of them were like
that is canonically interesting to me. So
for all you know, some of them were so lazy that they're like, yeah, Bigfoot, that's a good disguise. Yeah. Like, you know,
Jesus,
Bigfoot works. I don't know.
Insane.
Yeah,
fucking insane.
Who do you think is a Skrull now, though? Because I think everybody's a Skrull.
I think Nick Fury is a Skrull.
No.
We Dreyfus for sure.
Yeah, Valentina.
There's a good chance.
She might be the replacement for Spider-Woman for Skrull Queen. I'm just saying.
Yes.
For Varenka?
I think Skinny's right. I think when they do the Thunderbolts, if the Skrull situation hasn't been rectified or like dealt with by the end of this show, it leads into the fact that Valentina is a Skrull like potentially one of the Skrull soldiers, Skrull leader, and is using the Thunderbolts as her like kind of team.
One of the
then
main
Ross
factors
takes
is
it over because he kicks her out. Makes sense.
not even the main factor. That is that Everett Ross was a Skrull. Everett Ross was married to that bitch. The fuck you what? She never seen your green.
Wait,
dick?
Ross was married. Nick was married to Valentina. I don't
No,
know.
Everett
not
Ross
Nick.
was married to her Valentina.
Second or
Everett Ross from Black Panther was married to Valentina. That's why she framed him and put him in jail.
right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. MCU. Apologies. Yes. Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's all
yes,
good.
yes,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other thing is
I
this.
keep thinking of the comic book. I keep.
Yeah, I
forgetting-
hear you. It's all
Yeah,
good.
because in the comic book, Nick is married to her,
Right.
and I'm like,
So I'm
Weird
saying
changes they're
y'all scrolling together. You come on, stop.
But it depends though, right? Because like there could be people who maybe in previous movies they weren't a Skrull, but maybe now they are,
right.
right? Because like that could be a thing, right? It depends when they pick
Right.
them up.
Spoiler: Everett Ross. If you haven't watched the episodes, Ross was a Skrull and is
I'm
dead.
playing that, man. Yeah, right away.
Yeah.
Good. I hated that character.
Oh shit.
Oh,
He was boring, man. Come on.
no, that you
Really?
guys you're talking about what
I
happened
like
in the
it.
first episode, right?
Yeah.
You think that's the real? That's not the real guy, dude.
I
that
don't
was
think it's a real
that.
guy either.
I
I'm
think
just
I
saying.
think that's a Skrull who impersonated him, and that guy is still alive in.
Wakanda or something.
Yeah,
But in-
because
in
remember
their-
that
in
that
their
Skrull is
underground.
not part. That Skrull was not part of. He was
The
not
19
part of
Gravix?
what's
Gravix.
Talos'
That was his
crew,
thing. Yeah.
right? So all they did was
Wait.
impersonate.
How do we know he's not a part of Gravik's crew?
No, he's part of Gravix group, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
he's not
oh,
part
sorry.
of. He's not part of Talos's group.
Right.
Meaning
Talos
that
doesn't
like
have a group, by the
Talos
way.
ain't got no group.
Talos has no one.
Talos has Talos.
Yeah.
well, no, well, anyways, but the point is though is that
Talos got Talos.
no, but what I'm saying is that they could have easily impersonated. They could have found out, oh, this guy knows something. Impersonated Ross,
Right.
got to that point. You know, that exchange happened, and Ross is like you guys said, probably chilling somewhere in Wakanda because it was just a guy who, like, I bet you if they want him back, the easy way to rectify that is he's talking to his boss. He's like, "You're alive?" Like, yeah. Well, did you know this? It's like somebody impersonated me. How dare they? And then that's it.
We have replicants.
That's it. Like it's that.
I
easy to
don't
just
know.
walk
They put their
by.
hand on him. Like, we don't talk about the Shield show. We don't talk about.
Because the other thing is this: the reason why it's
I
also
want
not.
LMDs so bad, by the way. Please bring me life model toys.
But here's the thing, though. Another reason why I don't think he's dead. If he was dead, they would have done a ceremony just like they did for Maria Hill, and they didn't do that.
Nobody cares about that nigga. He was a fugitive.
Oh, stop being like that. You're
He
rude.
was a fugitive.
You're rude.
Nobody cares about that nigga. Nobody cares about Everett Ross. He was a fugitive.
That's like
They don't do you like that when you're a fugitive in the States. They forget about you quick, boy. They don't do the whole roll up the flag. No, you don't get that. When you're a
Wait, why
fugitive, you
was
mess with
Ross-
the government.
He's
Why
not.
was
He's not
Ross a
banned
fugitive?
from the. He's not. He was temporarily, but at the end of the movie, he was no longer a fugitive.
At the end of the movie, they broke him out of prison. In Black Panther 2.
Not at the end. By the end, I'm saying he was cleared. No.
Nah,
It's like
they
everything's
broke him
clear.
out. Like Valentina caught him for talking to
Yeah,
him
true.
and put
He
his
is
ass
wanted.
in jail.
It's true. He is
He's
wanted.
wanted as shit.
Yeah.
And
But then they broke him out and they brought him back home. So again, that further.
We don't know where they brought him. We don't know who they broke out. That nigga's a scroll.
I
Interesting.
still
No, no,
I
but
will plead the
You're
fifth.
saying the same
You
thing.
got-
You're
We
saying
are.
the same thing. Skinny is saying he's the Skrull that died is a Skrull. We
Yeah.
don't know when that Skrull got implanted into the whole game of the spy.
I
network.
still think Ross is alive somewhere in Wakanda. I'm just saying that.
I hope.
Oh, and
I
Skinny,
hope.
you're saying
I
you
don't know.
think
He's
the real
dead.
Ross is dead.
Yeah.
It did. Like I
Oh.
think he's gonna be like when you see all the people get off the ship with beards and all the shovel and they haven't been on Earth for like 7 years. He's gonna be one of them. It's gonna be him.
Oh, so you're saying Ross
Yes.
has been a
Been
Skrull the whole
captured.
time?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying he's been abducted? Not there's
Yeah.
a difference
Yeah,
between
yeah,
abducted and dead. You keep
Well,
saying he's
you
dead.
know
I
what
don't
I'm
think- I
saying?
don't
Like,
think
he's
that's a
been-
character they would kill.
We
him.
haven't met the real Ross yet.
Oh, I
Gotcha.
know that I disagree. I don't. I like
Okay.
again. I think
We're throwing
He's been
theories
picked
out,
along-
baby.
Yeah.
We're throwing
Somewhere
theories out.
like,
I
think he's been
actually,
that way the whole way.
Dave, I
Ross and
actually,
Rhodey. Those are my two.
Ross and Rhodey. Dave, I'm sorry, but I think he might be right with Ross. It
Think
would
so?
be a good story if the whole time
If it's the
Ross has
whole
been
time,
a Skrull. The whole
What,
time.
what you talking about, Willis? Like someone
That's
kidnapped me?
so
What?
sad. If
The only-
if Rhodey's a Skrull, then that means no
wait.
Armor War show happening.
No, if Rhodey's a Skrull, it's perfect because that means that Skrull got his whole spine busted and still thinks he's Rhodey. Meanwhile, real Rhodey's gonna.
Only problem with
Oh,
your
so
theory,
that
Skinny,
fixes his.
Skinny. Only problem with your theory is
Yeah.
Everett Ross does pretty much die, and the Wakandans put those beads to keep him stable because he's like dying.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And they
There's
would
a good chance he should have reverted. If he didn't revert because he's that good of a Skrull, that's something they'll have to retcon. But
Didn't they have this whole thing in the comics where some Skrulls are so good at it that they forgot
Yes.
they were Skrulls?
yes, so
That's
in the
that's
comics,
100% what we're gonna
in
get.
the
Damn,
comic
I
okay.
love
book,
it, but
Hank-
it's so dumb. But I love it.
in the
I
comic
know.
book, Hank Pym's character
It was a Skrull.
is a Skrull who doesn't realize he's a Skrull,
Jesus.
and he's like a special type of Skrull, and he keeps having a mental breakdown while he's doing this stuff. When he finds out he's a Skrull, he kind of has like a breakdown, and they keep having to bring him back and try and reprogram him to infiltrate, and it keeps happening over and over again.
Poor existence.
If that keeps happening, just stop sending them out.
Yeah, just stop
Just
sending that one.
replace
But it's
it. Do
because they
another
needed-
guy.
They needed to replace the most intelligent people on Earth, so they were trying to replace Pym. They were trying to replace T'Challa and all that stuff.
I just hope they do something where Nick Fury and early heroes in the 90s went somewhere and decided to mash up a planet, and then this is why the Skrulls are super mad at them or something. Because
But I thought
this whole like we waited how many years
Yes,
from 95 to now, this whole we waited a long time and Fury
Yeah.
didn't keep his promise. Nick,
Yeah.
if you don't shut up,
dude. Thank you. My
if
major
you
problem.
don't shut up.
I'm telling you, like, if we find out that Gravik was raised by Nick and the girl, because remember when there's a Skrull that introduces Gravik to Nick, and
Yeah.
it's just like blah blah, and you saw in the last episode, Dave,
Yeah.
that woman is Nick Fury's wife. Or
Yeah.
Why does she look like the exact same Skrull? Why is Fury just cool with this? Does Fury
It
know?
is the same Skrull. He does know.
He does know. So that's
Yeah.
just your wifey. I mean, yeah,
He
I
does
ain't mad
know.
at it. But like,
So
I
You
if,
guys have some love.
but if it turns out that they raised Gravik and Gravik is just bitter because Nick never delivered on his promise,
That would
you would
suck.
never dare, Dad. Where were you? I do
I'm
not.
telling you right now,
Don't
if
want
that's
that.
how
Oh,
it
God.
plays out, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh,
But that's how
I'm so
that's
mad.
how it's feeling. That's how it's feeling. Because remember all the times they keep asking him, like, how was it? He's just like, I saw Nick. It's just like, yeah. He's just like, it's just an old man now. And he's like, Gravik is all like contemplating the fact that like Nick looks weak and he's old, and it sounds like a son who's pissed off at his father, hasn't seen his father in years, and is like,
Daddy wasn't there.
yeah, exactly.
This guy he doesn't know.
So that's-
Daddy didn't give to
Daddy. Stupid. Oh
that's
God.
my take, because I'm telling you, I've been really worried when I've been watching it, being like, if Gravik ends up being an angry son, I'm going to be mad, because this is
Oh,
some
man.
old school.
It
boring
would
storytelling.
it would be the second strike for their serious spy shows,
I mean, yeah.
Falcon
and I don't
Winter
know if I'm
Soldier.
gonna make it a third.
No, you'll make it a third. Don't worry. I mean, you see how they rectified Maria Hill. Oh, y'all don't like this Maria Hill? All right, just bop.
It doesn't even make
Who
sense. though. We
hated
all
on
know-
Maria Hill?
Who doesn't like Maria Hill? That's
I
the
mean-
weird part.
I
found
love
that to
Maria
be
Hill,
unique.
but
Yeah.
I know there's some neckbeard out there like she's not my Maria Hill, and they're like, oh yeah, you don't like her? Bop.
Looks exactly
That's
like
it.
her. Mhm.
I wish neckbeards would just jump off.
Disappear, right? I know, like the Proud Boys. Just wish it would all disappear.
Neckbeards like to think the planet's flat. Let them drop off the edge. Just go disappear somewhere.
Try
Okay?
and find it.
Yeah. Go disappear into a sunset and
Keep
Oh,
walking.
Weird. I'm on the
Man,
opposite.
it was
I'm on the
wrong.
bottom side of the earth. That's weird. No, it's round. Stop it.
Gravik shot her in the stomach with the quickety wickety. Like,
As
oh my
Nick.
gosh.
can you imagine?
Oh my god.
And
You
then she's
get-
like, "It was you."
Not only that, and I hate UTV, and excuse my French, but bitch, you ain't wearing no body armor?
Yeah, that was a little wild.
Fair point.
What's wrong with you?
Especially
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
so experienced.
Nigga, you're an Avenger. You don't have a stomach shield? The, like,
The fact that you
Apparently
not
not.
She
have a
knew there were
stomach shield.
shapeshifters,
Oh
and
my
she
God.
didn't give some type of code word to Nick Fury to know that it was Nick Fury.
I just
Yeah.
know we're not running out here to being spies with regular clothes on. I know
I've survived the spy game
Like,
40 years.
Meanwhile, what's his name? Tony Stark. There's mad Stark tech floating around this
All
universe.
Tony
all
Stark had
over.
a hand bracelet that could. You don't have
Other-
something for your stomach.
Other smart people are reverse engineering it. There's a black girl in the hood
Right?
that's
Who
just
turned
yes,
the car into
yes.
a full
There's
armor
people
suit.
online
Yep.
making Tony Stark suits. Oh, I was just checking out all the other videos online
yeah.
of people making
Yeah,
Tony Stark
yeah.
suits.
repulsors and everything.
We literally have a seamstress in LA who makes suits for She-Hulk that bends to her body size changing, and niggas ain't got no body armor.
And body armor suits.
And
Like,
body
he ma-
armor suits.
Yeah, dude makes body armor suits.
But
yeah,
you
and
ain't
then
got a Kevlar jacket? You're just out here in Russia?
Yo, dude, it's yo, this is all I know. Girl was in it for 30 years plus, failed by the most rookie mistake.
Yeah.
People slip.
No,
People slip.
I know why this happened.
How do you fight
I
aliens
know
and
why
you get
this
got by a
happened.
handgun?
Jaws hit us. Why
it.
does this happen?
Hit it.
She works for the government, man. They ain't that's not in their budget.
Mm.
Shield doesn't exist anymore. They
That
saw how
is
much
true.
all those helicarriers cost, and they all came down crashing out. Like, nah, that's end
Yeah,
of
that
your
budget's out
budget.
the window.
Make
That
do with
budget's out
this.
the window.
That girl can't get an
That's
armor.
fucking funny.
Jeez.
Make do with this.
You got all the earpieces in the
I-
world.
I need body armor. Just duck.
I
Duck.
need body
Deal with
armor.
it.
Just
Next.
duck.
Can't get it.
Yo,
No
the
fact,
government,
Budget cuts.
the
They're
government
cutting.
telling their soldiers, "Hey, man, just duck." Like, it's wild.
That's how
You know what's
cold
sad,
top
though?
brass be.
You know what's sad, Jaws? That's probably what they would do. That's
Yeah.
probably that is like the only like America keeps giving like $1 trillion to the military, and then every time people say, "Hey, should we audit them to know where the money's going?" Everyone gets mad and goes, "You can't audit the military." So where the fuck is the money going?
I
That's
don't know.
You
all
can't
they're
audit the
asking.
military because you'll be revealing what they're actually spending their money
Yeah.
on. You're basically revealing the knock list, man.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my
Safe house in
God.
this area. I didn't even know we're at war. We're
Yeah,
not at war with them. Shut up.
Oh,
Why,
man.
snitching
why
on
do we
us.
have a full military base in Canada underground?
My
Weapon X
last
style. What are you talking about? There's no military base there. Shut the fuck up. It's like,
my last bit of anger / things that make you go in a world where a grimace-faced man came and literally snapped half your population off, right?
Yeah.
And then mad heroes came together and took this man out, right?
Yeah.
Now is the time that y'all are gonna be like, oh, the Avengers are gone, and not do nothing about it.
Yes.
Now y'all
Yes,
just want to
because
sit there
We have the
unprotected.
Geneva Convention. So they have to be sanctioned by the government. If they're not, Avengers are gone, man.
Oh
Can't call
my
them on-
honestly,
can't
goodness!
call them on. Cap,
Honest-
Cap, call me. Cap,
Listen,
Cap old
90%
now.
of
He ain't answering the
Thunderbolts.
phone no more.
Thunderbolt should be mostly about them trying to get their shit together and fucking it up.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Oh, we're not.
I actually want to see the Thunderbolts essentially do like the Dark Avengers, where they like replace,
Yeah.
like they replace all of them. Like the Russian, what's his name, becomes the new Captain
Oh,
America.
Red
Or no,
Guardian. Because
John
yeah.
Walker is going to be the new Captain America, but Red Guardian will be some other fucking shield wielding super soldier.
Jeebus. So
Falcon
silly.
too.
Yeah, but we know the story of Falcon because in the comic book, when Falcon gets the shield, the like Hydra Captain America starts going, "Not my America," and
No
starts
way.
going after him and trying to get the shield back. So
I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't do that. But
if they
You
introduce
know
a
they're gonna do
Hydra
that.
Cap, the MCU has officially given up.
well, as you see, yeah, because everybody hated Hydra Cap. But where you see,
Everyone hated it.
like as you said in your story the other day,
That's the whole point.
Feige's basically taking everything from like 2011 to like 20 what it's
Well, not 2007
so-
to 2011, all those comics, because I
11.
scanned my whole comic book collection to those of you listening,
so
1,600 comics, and I noticed like
it's a lot.
Red Hulk, all that
Yeah.
stuff, all of it is all the stuff I have in my.
So he's
collection.
grabbing all of that, which I believe he's grabbing 2007 to 2011, and then from there, Dark Reign, not
Yeah.
like Dark Reign, but like Kingpin's Dark Reign, where he becomes mayor,
Oh, okay.
and then they're all like the newer recent one, and then essentially, basically all of Hickman. Like all of Hickman. Everything Hickman touched, Hickman's Avengers, Fantastic Four, him leading into Black Panther, sunning friggin' Namor for destroying Wakanda, all that. The you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
Guys, wild times.
Wild times to be a superhero fan because they keep trying to take down my superheroes.
Yeah.
Superhero fatigue, blah blah, spinny blah blah. Go watch a movie.
I mean,
stop it.
I have a little bit of
Westerns
the
for a very long time. Remember that. Very long time.
I have a little bit of the fatigue, but it has more to do with the fact that the writing isn't good on some of the stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm fine with that. What were we watching in the 90s when they couldn't get superhero movies right? Not Another Teen Movie, American Pie, Scary Movie, Black Movie. Like, come on.
There was a heavy parody generation.
Heavy parody generation. A super, like, there was like a horror blast where every second movie was a horror movie. Come on. Like, I'm good.
Action movies, a bunch of action movies.
Oh yeah, those. But all our action stars can't action no more. And the one that we did have, everybody hates him. Remember The Rock? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because they haven't trusted anybody else for some reason.
Who you get to take? Zac Efron again?
No, make new
have you
ones.
guys seen Efron lately?
True, he's
weird looking. I'm sorry.
No, but so I don't know if you guys heard the story. Homeboy busted his jaw while he was like doing something at his house, passed out because he hit something so hard it shattered his jaw. He passed out. When he woke up, his jaw was completely shattered. And then when he went for the surgery to fix his jaw, the muscles in his like jaw and neck compensated for how his jaw was reset and he couldn't talk and stuff. So his whole jawline and everything is
looks different.
Yeah, it's huge now.
So he looks like people are posting pictures of him jacked with the crazy wide jaw, and they're just like, He-Man? ? And I'm like,
yeah, honestly though,
if you look that way, you might as well, dude.
Serious. Like, just correct what Dolph Lundgren did. Just correct it.
Yeah, because honestly, if you wanted to do a live action He-Man, I gotta say, he looks fucking part right now.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on.
Dude, like, it's not funny.
And on top of that, you use CGI, the deep fake, and just use all the images of him when he was young to be Prince Adam.
Oh yeah, he looks like He-Man.
Yeah, he looks like He-Man.
Oh, that's scary. Oh, man, Zach.
Yeah,
he's on the juice.
I remember when I hated this kid, and now I think he's wild funny. It's funny how that happens, huh?
Like, dude, his whole face is reshaped, which
makes no sense.
Crazy.
He literally does not look like the same person that he was.
No, yeah. He looks completely different.
Like his
oh my God.
He's now completely jacked compared to his skinny self before.
So he looks like Giga Chad now.
His hair is, and like, frankly, it's like a mushroom cut. Like, did you guys put the tin right on top of his head?
Oh, he's doing a wrestler thing though. He's playing like a wrestler in a movie or some shit.
But
which is fine. I'm just saying, get him in a He-Man outfit and make the movie now.
The fact that they haven't tapped into
Kevin Von Erich. That's who he's playing.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
You playing one of the Von Erichs?
Yep.
Wow.
What movie? That's the movie. Pro wrestler. Zac Efron is completely shredded for upcoming movie about pro wrestler Kevin Von Erich.
Oh, that's gonna be a movie. The Von Erichs are nasty, and they went through a lot of terrible.
Yeah, didn't like multiple suicides in there?
Yeah. That family is like they're the greatest wrestlers, but like everybody killed themselves, unfortunately.
So this is him. We actually have to sign off real quick.
That's the way to sign off.
Yeah, wrap it up.
We'll show a picture of him.
Jesus.
But this is how Zac Efron looks now. And I'm telling you, yeah, exactly. Whether or not he's making this other movie, guys, tomorrow someone put this man in the loincloth and the metal chest H and give him the sword and let him start doing the shit.
Can I tell you right now that a He-Man movie would not be is better on paper than it looks on film?
I'm sure. I know.
Like the minute he says I have the power, that movie's done. You know that, right? Like there's nothing else after that.
Get Andy Serkis to play the scaredy lion or whatever.
No. Have him play
no.
Cringer? You don't want
Cringer play Cringer?
Yeah, why you don't want Andy Serkis to play Cringer? Does all the mocap himself?
He'd do it too well, and it would be bothersome. Like I'd just be like, nah.
He's been everything else. Let him be a mythical large lion. Why not?
Okay, but think about it. You can't. We have to sign off. But there's no way they're making a He-Man movie wouldn't work. Just wouldn't work.
Guys, just do it. It's right there. Let's do it. We're all here for it. Just throw. I'm telling you, someone Photoshop the loincloth on, and we'll just use deep fakes. Just make the damn movie. Just make the movie. What
Prince
do you guys?
Adam is a pro
We didn't even read the news. Crazy Girl is out of prison from Smallville after she done.
Allison Mack, they let her out.
They
Yep.
let that psycho
Year
out.
early.
What?
Yeah. I mean, she
Wow.
negotiated a deal, so she only had to do 3 years, and she only did 2. So,
Ratted.
but that's messed up. Like, girl, you served 2 years for. You were enslaving people and
Yeah.
branding them. That
For
is
longer than 2 years.
How are you doing the same thing Glenn did, and yet you're getting less time? I don't understand.
This is crazy.
It's the one time they were being happy that she's getting shortchanged. Hey,
R.I.P. to Alan Arkin, who passed at the age of 89. We'll send our condolences to his
Yeah.
family and to his fans.
Go fuck yourself.
And then last piece of news, which is really weird to me, and I don't know why they're doing this, but Daniel Kaluuya is making a adult-focused A24 type Barney film. I'm just gonna leave.
Which
that.
one's Daniel Kaluuya again?
What's A24 type mean?
The like artsy kind of films, like
He was the main dude in Get Out.
yeah.
The fuck is wrong with this man?
Dude, I don't understand how this is getting made. Like, I don't understand why.
It's the same.
I'm
What?
picturing, like,
Oh,
Donnie
he's the-
Darko style Barney, and it's like, why? Why are you doing
What
this?
do you mean a Donnie Darko style Barney? Why would you?
Daniel Kaluuya is the guy that got his Oscar and like made a wild joke about his mom.
I don't even.
I like to
remember
thank my mom because I was like the 1 in a million sperm to make it out of her. Yeah. She's like,
Jesus
don't
Christ.
embarrass him while you're up there.
Jesus Christ.
My mom would
But-
have cuffed me in my
Mad
face for saying
Yeah,
that.
you know, Will slapping Chris would have been happened earlier if.
Yeah.
But
Get
yeah,
on the stage. Wow.
Kaluuya's making a adult themed Barney movie for some odd reason.
Thing that no one asked except for pedophiles. But anyway.
Oh, Jesus.
No, but Dave ain't wrong though.
Yeah, I guess Dave,
what are you
Dave
doing,
with the
Daniel?
final comment.
Super.
With that, have yourselves a good evening.
Stab, stab, stab.
And on that note, we're off, folks.
Hey,
We're
hey.
out. Peace, everybody. Have a good one.
Next
Don't
week.
get too crazy. Next
Tune in
week,
next
we're going to
week.
be live from DG Kicks. We're going to be posting about it on our socials. So follow us on our social media at Geektastic Cypher or follow all our socials. You can see our tags right there. We're going to have Akeem Grams on the show. And yeah, July 12th. So tune in. It's going to be a fun one. We out. Peace, everybody. Whoops.